Alright everybody, welcome back to Brigandine, the Legend of Runersia. Let's talk about Toby today. How are you doing? Before we get into it.
And as usual, stay triggered. Pew pew. Pew.
Alright, so since you're back, hope you enjoy. If you do, leave a like, leave a sub. That'd be great. So, Toby, what is he? He's one of those special characters, very much like Dinadan from the from Grand Edition, essentially. I was going to say The Legend of Veracity, but Grand Edition makes a little more sense. So what is Toby, essentially? Let's look at his background and try to get a feel for him and try to understand him a little bit. Let's look at his profile, and we'll discuss. Okay, Toby, male, age 41, class Bazoo Lord. Although a mix between a wild Bazoo and a Barret Fairy, Toby's inhuman appearance does not bother Talia in the least. Toby is not only Talia's martial arts teacher, but also someone special because of the fatherly warmth he provides. Their bond transcends racial boundaries and brings greater strength to the shinobi tribe's military. When Toby finds something he thinks may amuse children, he stuffs it into his pockets. He seems to be concerned about the two children he left behind. Okay. So, let's talk about his basic equipment here. You get a claw, which is essentially a monster piece of gear. So it's sort of a mixture. When you're using this guy, you're getting claw monster gear from dragons that you can equip on him. You get a light armor piece, a gauntlet, and a ring. So he is an oddball character. Right now, as I have him as a Lord Bazoo, you get to see him at full stat strength, maxed out. And it's, he's pretty good. So let's look at a couple things here. This is a 3 green dot here for his essential basic defense, offense, all that. He gets some pretty good attack, 151, level 30. 699 for hit points. That's pretty decent. It's good. This is amazing. 136 for agility. Means you're gonna pretty much always hit. You almost never miss with this guy. Defense. Now this is where you're gonna have to start thinking about Toby like a swords master. Now I have to say it. Toby is essentially the Animal Kingdom version of a swords master here, but he does have. He sort of emulates the older game of Grand Edition where you can do Eye Slash from a distance. It's pretty cool like that. He does have mobility of 5, which is nice. Rune power of 315. Big check there. Rune command 4. Character growth is E because he's already at 30, so it's not a big deal. And rune growth is kind of at E. That's okay. So essentially that's kind of what all that stuff is. Let's look at evasion up of S. Now, this is the one main thing that you can really do with them. Put them in a forest, have evasion up of S. Increases evasion by 40%. So that agility plus 40% there, boom. This is a dodge artist. He is potentially the best dodge artist in the game. Now, whether you want to say that's Della or somebody else, honestly, I'd have to say Toby is the dodge artist of this game. Put him in a forest, get him up to level 20 plus, into this ranking where you can have evasion up of S, and bam, you've got yourself a dodge tank. Just try not to get him surrounded because he could take damage at that point. I'd have to say the only real weakness that he has is intelligence. Now you might be like, well, 69, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. But the fact is, once you get hit with a few fire spells, you're going to literally be seeing stars. So that is just one of those things that you're going to have to be very, very careful of. He doesn't have great defense, but his intelligence is weaker. And I've seen him going down to a few different fire attacks. Exoblast will nuke him pretty effectively. So just be careful of mage teams and stuff like that. Also be careful of red dragon fire breath attacks. Those are the few main things you have to watch out for. But if you want to field him up against a team that's full of blue dots, oh my gosh, he will go to town. He can do a lot of damage that way. So anyways, let's look at some of his skills here. You basically only get a few skills, so he's kind of one of those special characters. You can only do a little bit of different things with. You can see that we only have like 141 MP right now. That is kind of important to take note of. So you don't get much MP, you know, as far as a game's concerned. You're just dealing with a beast, essentially, a man beast. I keep thinking he's like a werecat or a werewolf kind of character. I'm not sure what he is really, but you know, they already gave the description. But essentially here is, you got Thunder Fist. This is his final form. This is final form. It's a normal attack, deals moderate damage to single adjacent enemy unit. So it's okay. It's not amazing, but it's good. This guy is kind of along the lines of playing as Sin in this game, but we'll talk about that some other time. Accuracy +9, that's all right. You know, just attack at a green dot. Okay, blah, blah, blah. That's nice. So here you get this other thing here. It's Flash Combo, which deals moderate damage to a single enemy unit within a 3-hex radius. Also increases own agility. Okay, this is another little caveat that you probably forget about. And honestly, I forget about it myself. But look at that. Also increases his own agility. His own agility. It increases his own agility to be able to dodge. So you kind of want to throw out flash combos here and there, maybe at least every other turn, just to crank up his agility. And the more you crank it up, the more he's going to dodge. The more you crank it up, the more he's going to hit, the more he's going to dodge. It's just going to... Do you see what I'm saying? I never really tested to see how far that goes, but that's an excellent test to go based upon. Toby is just one of those guys that you can do a lot with. Now, yeah, accuracy is -1, which is like, why would you minus at 1? Okay, he's got an agility of 136, and you're gonna minus it. Whatever, I don't care. You should have just said 0, honestly. I don't know why they did it, but the only difference that you have with the flash combo is it does cost you 40 points. So that being said, let's look at what we got here, right? 40 points to do 1, right? And he has no other skills. Nothing that costs MP, just flash combos. The only thing you're using MP for. You got 140 points to do that, right? So how many times can you do that? So 141 divided 40 is 3.5 times. So essentially, you know, 40 is 80, and another 40 is 120. So 3 times and almost 4 times. So you can do it 3 times here. But let's take a look at some equipment, see what we're dealing with when it comes to this. Just to get an idea. Can we crank it up any higher? Can we do a little better? Right? So put on some blazing claws. That iron breast. Defense goes up. That's not bad. I'm just going to work with purple gear just to see if we can get that up to maybe 5 times or something like that. And charming at 156. Okay, so that did go up to there, but unfortunately, I don't think that will give us 4 times. We'd have to have probably all gold gear to do that. But you can see defense does go up, so you can make him pretty viable in that sense. You know, if we look at him now with extra gear on, obviously agility is through the roof. We did get a charm ability here with the gear, but yeah, that's pretty good. The only thing I'd have to say for using this guy is you kind of have to put some defensive gear on him, because once you take a few hits, you're going to feel it. I know he can dodge almost everything, but if you get surrounded and a few turns, he can go down. So as nice and cool as it is to see a dodge artist dodge everything all the time, you could have some terrible luck some battles, get surrounded, and then Exoblast, a fire attack, and then just some random attack, and then you're out. So just, I would be careful. This is more for, I don't know. I don't want to say it's for fun, but Toby can be amazingly good or really bad in the particular hands or the style of which you play. So be very careful with him. Once you get good at the game, I'd recommend fielding Toby more so in the front line. But if you're just starting the game, just put him in the flank. Try to work the flank. Try to stay in the field. Try not to get him surrounded too much. And you should have a fun time with this guy. He's pretty cool. So, alright everybody. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. And I'll see you in the next Brigandine guide video. Thanks so much for coming by.